one of the most important histories that I understand was in Daniel 8, I believe it is, where it's talking about the ram, the he-goat, and then it jumps down to, when Rome's coming, and when it breaks up into the four divisions. Alexander's kingdom breaks up after Rome comes. Before Rome comes, it breaks up into four divisions, and those four divisions, Rome comes and deals with those four divisions. And you know that the leopard represents Greece. But it's very interesting as you jump into Revelation 13. Revelation 13 is the encore chapter. Revelation 13 is really telling you that the leopard-like beast. Why is it called the leopard-like beast? Why? So interesting. Now we jump back to Daniel 7. No, let's jump back to Daniel 2. There's a dream, and obviously in this dream King Nebuchadnezzar has, and he says to his boys, man, tell me the dream. Tell me the dream. They can't tell him the dream, man. And he said, yeah, man, I'm the one that gives you the Ferrari, the Porsche, the Lexus, or the new electric car. Elon Musk's new electric car, or the BMW new electric. I think it's Series 8 or whatever. So anyway, they can't tell him. And obviously Daniel, when he come for Daniel, because he represents, him and his friends represent the wise men too. And Daniel ain't bossy, man, like some of us now. We have a little bit of head knowledge and we get bossy. Daniel just tells him straight, man, boy, I know something can tell you. And the king, not the king, Arik goes to the king and says he knows somebody, and I'm bossy. King, I know somebody. So anyway, king gives more time. Daniel has a prayer meeting. That's what we're supposed to be having with this COVID-19 and this mandatory vaccines. Not telling us to take the vaccine. We're supposed to be out there. We're supposed to be out there as a church right now, having prayer meetings and praying to God, that God will open up the vision to us, that we can all see what's going on. Anyway, he has opened up under the third angel's message, so really and truly, we can't say much. So anyway, Daniel tells him the dream. And obviously, King Nebuchadnezzar represents the golden head. The Medes and Persians represent the chest of silver and the chest of silver and arms, and Greece represents the brass part, which is like the tummy section, and then the tummy and the buttocks, and then the legs of iron represent the two phases, pagan and papal. The two phases that Paul talks about, because Paul talks about that, that one must one must go away, which is paganism, that it can absorb the paganism Christianized form, which is the papacy. So you got these two legs of iron, pagan and papal, and the world's broken up into the feet of iron and clay. Now, the feet of iron and clay is really interesting because on the standard Adventist teachings, that represents what? Europe. Europe was broken up into like divisions, and obviously he says that the seed of man couldn't mingle together, which is true. The seed of man couldn't mingle together, and Charlemagne tried it, Hitler tried it. Remember the little girl, must have told Hitler already, like just like the time in the days of Elisha, when that great man, I can't remember his name now, slips in now, he had to go down, and he says, Naaman, yeah, he had to go down 7 times the water, right? Same kind of similar thing, yeah. He tells Hitler, listen, man, it's never going to happen. And obviously Europe's been trying up to today to come together. We see England breaking out, which is a great thing, because just imagine that if that woman that controls the European Union at the moment, her and her husband, she said about mandatory vaccines, we've been some big problems. So anyway, we jump to Daniel 7, and obviously the 4 winds of heaven strode against the great sea, and we saw the first like unto a lion with wings, and it represents Babylon. Then the next one represents the bear, the Medes and Persians with the 3 ribs in its mouth. Babylon lied at Egypt, had to rip up. Then after the next one was a leopard-like beast, 4 wings, Greece. And then after Greece comes this nondescript beast, as we know, standard Adventist teaching. It's pagan Rome. Under pagan Rome, they crucified our Lord and our Savior. We jump to Daniel 8. Yeah, but let's just stick in Daniel 7. Remember, there's a part in Daniel 7, I think it's Daniel 7:12, where it talks about these beasts. It says, and concerning the rest of these beasts, their lives are prolonged for a season at a time. And obviously, Babylon is still going on today, really. We've got Mystery Babylon. Revelation 17, the angel in Revelation 17 says to John, I'll tell you the mystery of the woman and the beast. And then when he jumps down to, I think, is it verse 3? He carries him in the spirit, maybe about verse 6 or 7, maybe 8. He takes him and he explains the woman, and he tells you she's called Mystery Babylon. And then he takes you to 1260. And when he takes you to 1260, what's interesting is that he takes you there, then he gives one of those attributes, the beast that was. Obviously, she was 508 to 79, is not 1798, and is yet to come. So you go to Revelation, maybe about Revelation chapter 5. Jesus is called the was, is, and is not. Something around there when he's opening up the seals. And the seals are the mystery. And without losing the train of thought, I better not go there. I'll lose you anyway. I think I've gone too far anyway. It's night time. You lot are tired anyway. So we're back in Daniel chapter 7. These beasts, Babylon, Media, Persia, Greece, they're living on. We flick over the pages and we go to John the Revelator. Now, John is a revelation. It's open to us. It's an open book. The only thing that was sealed in John was the 7 thunders. He was told not to write them, and that's in Revelation. I think it's Revelation 10, the 7 thunders, if I'm right. Roughly about Revelation 10, could be wrong. He's told not to write them. So without getting into the 7 thunders, because I want to go there, just like I want to go somewhere else there, but I'm tempted, but I've got to behave myself. We jump over to Revelation 13 about these beasts. And obviously saw beasts rising from the sea. The sea represents people. A beast represents a kingdom. Daniel 7:21. Daniel 7:17. It's proper standard Adventist teachings we're going through. Moving into the more integrated, to the more firepower, into the what Paul calls it, present truth. We're going to find a name. Well, we can't find a name better than what Paul calls it. Says present truth. So anyway, we come to this beast, and it says that goes on. It talks about the bear, the leopard. Obviously, those kingdoms are living on in that beast. So anyway, we come to the dragon, and obviously the dragon, we check the history, it represents pagan Rome, giving its seat and authority to paper Rome. So we come down to the dragon giving the beast its seat and authority. And then we jump down into Revelation 13, right? And we know that she's called the leopard-like beast. The leopard. Why is she called the leopard? She's called Mystery Babylon. So she's Babylon. So let's look at it this way. We've got Babylon, on the literal kingdom of Babylon, Media, Persia, Greece, pagan Rome, right? So we've got those 4 kingdoms there. Now, on the spiritual kingdoms, we've got the same 4 kingdoms. They're built upon the waters. The waters represents what? It represents really the merchantman control. Merchantman Revelation 18 controls the waters, the people, the multitudes, the tongues, and the nations, because they're the guys that control everything. So the papacy, which is Mystery Babylon, she's the first kingdom. What happens to her in 1798? The king of the south comes. But who is the king of the south? The king of the south represents who? France. And hold the thought here. Remember, the power of the first kingdom in our times is Mystery Babylon. So the next kingdom that's going to come will be spiritually the Medes and Persians spiritually. So we've left the literal kingdoms and we come in over to the spiritual kingdoms. So now Hold the thought. Revelation 11 calls France, Sodom, and Egypt. Just like the Medes and Persians was a dual kingdom. Follow me. Just like the Medes and Persians was a dual kingdom, it's saying spiritually that France is a dual kingdom. Now, she takes down what kingdom? Mystery Babylon. But France doesn't ascend the throne of the world. I remember in Revelation 7:17, it tells you 5 are fallen and one is not. So there's these 5 kingdoms that are falling, these 5 heads. So we follow these now. Babylon's the first head. Daniel says, thou art the kingdom. So we're looking at the first spiritual kingdom, and it's saying, thou art the kingdom, which is Mystery Babylon. It's taken down by spiritual France, which is Media Persia. Now, this is the funny thing. When you're on the third angel's message, yeah, that which was literally become spiritual and worldwide. So we come to France. France doesn't ascend the throne like the literal Medes and Persians. But 1776, there was a kingdom coming up, United States of America, which is the second beast in Revelation 13 that helps the papacy. She comes, right? She comes and she ascends the throne. She becomes the 6th head of Bible prophecy. The 6th head of Bible prophecy. So the kingdom that she took over from, and obviously the papacy consists of all the other kingdoms. She's a leopard-like. She's Greece. She's Greece, right? And even though you see America ruling things, who's really ruling really? It's the papacy. Everybody goes to the papacy. She's the leopard-like beast. Even though America is the 6th head of Bible prophecy, the papacy has great influence for her Jesuits and through all her little secret societies and everything. You got the G7 meetings, you got all these meetings. She really controls all of them. You see her controlling even the church, the Adventist church is being controlled. You see us making deals, you see us doing abortions, we're doing a whole heap of stuff, man. Even the tithe money is on the we're buying arms. Adra's going around, she's doing the juk. And obviously, it's for some of these, maybe the Gates Foundation and some other foundations. Obviously, the UN praises us. And think about this: the UN was paid by the merchantmen, the Rockefellers. They put the beams and the structures there, and Alice Bailey there. So not losing you now. I don't want to lose the thought now. I will do a proper video on it anyway. Not losing the thought. The papacy is the leopard, the leopard-like beast. Revelation 13. Now she must break up into 4 divisions. And what are the 4 divisions? King of the South, the King of the North, the glorious land, and Egypt. Now you need some understanding to understand what when Daniel calls these divisions, you take them from the first and second angel's message and you plot them under the third angel's message. So you really need to know. For instance, I'll just tell you, I'm not into demonstration, I'm going to tell you, the King of the North is Mystery Babylon, the papacy. The King of the South was atheistic France, but obviously it travelled and it becomes the Soviet Union bloc. And we see under the Reagan years that Reagan helps the papacy to enter back into those countries, Daniel 11, verse 40. Now, the glorious land, America is fulfilling the history of the Jews. Same way the Jews made a league 163 BC or 161 BC, made a league and helped pagan Rome to take Egypt the first time. And obviously, Egypt was taken twice. Now, in our days, Egypt's taken twice. And it's a bit complicated at the moment, but when we get into it a bit deeper, this is just an overview. You'll follow me. So then, Egypt represents the world also. So now, let's back up to Daniel 11. Daniel 11 verse 40. Daniel 11:40 is where that is the hub for all us guys who are looking into present truth or was looking into present truth. Most of us, we're broken off into so-called present truth. We've been shipwrecked. There was shipwrecked load of us, wiped out a whole heap of us. The whole practically the whole army, even myself, got wiped out. I wasn't really, I couldn't really say I'm a real present truth man. Like some of the guys, they were heavy into it. And obviously, you got Fanatic Village there as well. Loads of fanatics around. Loads, obviously, well, just like when Jesus was around, there was a load of those kind of guys around. Same thing in the present truth circle, but not to lose you now. Yeah. So we look at these 4 divisions, and Daniel 11, Ellen White, she's the key maker for us guys, really, because she's telling us in 30 manuscript release, like, troubles of times are before us. The world is stirred with the spirit of war. Soon the scenes of the prophecies of the 11th chapter of Daniel. And she sends us to the 30th verse. The 30th verse is what's really opened up everything for all us guys back in the 2000s. Well, it was way before 2000, Daniel 11 that opened up. But for me, it's about late 90s, 2000, when the Twin Towers came down. Twin Towers has got something to do with it as well. Wholly to do, Revelation 9:11, Testimonies 9:11, and the whole thing. Yeah, I mean, as I said, 9:11, Testimonies 9:11, and September 9. The whole thing is pregnant. There's so much truths that are getting down there. So the leopard, this is what we're in, the body of the leopard. And remember, if you can't follow me, all you have to follow, remember, the first and second angel's message, right, is really the third angel's message. So if you follow those kingdoms, Babylon, Media, Persia, Greece, Rome, and you have to break them back down again. That which was literal has become spiritual and worldwide. A guy called Louis Ware, he speaks on it quite good. Now, the chapters, you need a basic overview, and I would recommend anybody. There's a guy, he's like a redneck. He's got a set called Dimension of Prophecy, and if you watch his Dimension of Prophecy first, then you hit his Revelation series. Obviously, it's standard of its teaching. Some of it is like you go to Uriah Smith and Daniel 11 verse 36 to 40. Uriah Smith is way out. Yeah, I mean, he's gone. He's lost the plot, but his book is historically sound. Same way with these videos I'm telling you about. This is a really quick access for those that want to understand truth. And as Ellen White says, what maybe I've taken years to grasp in my mind, you can grasp this in easily. Easily you can grasp this in a short while. But anyway, I think my wife's coming down a little while, so I may have to shut off, because she's gonna walk in here and then game over, man. Tell me off. Like, come on, man, get off the video. You need to go to your bed. But all I'm saying to you is that the leopard-like beast, after papacy, after 1798, when she's taken down by France, she receives a deadly wound, Revelation 13. She's the leopard, and she breaks into 4 divisions, or Daniel breaks into 4 divisions, because you can follow the same thing from Revelation, and the Revelation of Daniel. They're talking about the same thing, as it says, as their lives were prolonged for a season at a time. So I'm saying to you that get into it. Try and get those videos, the Diamonds of Prophecy and the Revelation. You'll find it a lot easier to follow these things. So you take care, yeah? How we going? Bye.